welcome to my channel. This is the #1 place to be if you want to learn about sales systems and social media. I talk all things when it comes to helping you to make more money online. Today I'm taking you a little bit back, and I want to have a conversation. I want to just literally, there is I don't have any points or it's not a tutorial. It's literally me talking from the heart and just reflecting on some of the things that I would have done differently had I started, or if I had to start again. I've been running my business, this specific business, for the last 4 years. However, about 2 years ago, we rebranded. So the brand is The Lucrative Lady, as some of you may know, but that only started about 2 years ago. Now, up until after a year and a half ago, honestly, income-wise, it was literally feast and famine, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. It took me quite some time. However, about a year and a half ago right now, coincidentally, when COVID really hit, and a lot of businesses fizzled, I don't know, just a lot of things just started to happen, and I started to think differently. My mindset changed. So many things changed, and that was when not only did my business hit 6 figures, actually it had hit 6 figures before then, but that was the first time that my business hit 6 figures in a month, right? So not an entire year, but in a month. So in today's video, I want to share with you if I were to start again, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do look back and I just think, damn Pam, why did you do things this way instead of the other way? I want to share with you what the other way is, so that those of you who are starting out, or those of you who are stuck like I was, right, you can just look and see some of the things that I was doing quite badly and how I would do them differently. If it is your first time visiting my channel, then massive welcome. I'm Pam Obasa, the founder of The Lucrative Lady. And if you are loving this, then I really encourage you to subscribe to this channel, because this is the kind of content that I create. Give this video a thumbs up, of course. That would be amazing. Thank you. Now, let's move on. I want to share with you 5 things that I would do differently. And in fact, I probably have more than that, but I want to share with you my top 5 things that I would do differently if I was starting again. The first thing that I would definitely do differently to what I did is that I would invest in myself much sooner. Ooh. Now, when I first got started out online, because there's so much online, I honestly believe that I didn't really need any help. And to be honest with you, I didn't have the money to afford any help, or so I thought, right? I didn't have the money. We all tell ourselves the story that we want to believe, and I certainly had a fair few for myself. But I wasn't investing in myself. I'm the kind of person that if I hear information, I can take that information, do something with it, and produce something. Now, the problem was that even though I was producing, I felt like I was running, but clearly I was going around in a circle. So my business, it really stunted my business's growth. So if I was to go back, that's one thing I would definitely change. I would definitely invest in myself way sooner. In fact, one of the things that I would do is invest in myself off the bat, because when you invest in yourself, what you're doing is you're giving yourself the shortcut. Because think about it, somebody else has already made a ton of mistakes in the area that you're going into. Isn't it better to learn from them? Somebody else has made the key decisions that you're about to make, or that you're thinking about making. And in fact, I run a mastermind now, and one of the first things people do in the first couple of weeks of the program is they go out and find the people who have made these mistakes, or who have done things a certain way, and their job is to learn from those people, to learn what it is that made their business to stand out. So it's to do a lot of research, which a lot of people are actually quite afraid of doing. But by investing in yourself, the other thing that it does is that it gives you some staying power. What a lot of people don't realize is that they're actually afraid of commitment. It's hard to admit that to yourself. I know, I struggle to admit that to myself. But the truth of the matter is that when you invest in yourself, not only are you telling yourself that you're serious about something, but it gives you some level of commitment. Contrary to when you are looking at freebies and watching a ton of stuff for free, and that is how you grow your business. Now, don't get me wrong, I appreciate you being here, so stay on this channel, but you've got to understand that over and above this, there's more to you, there's more to this. So look at investing in yourself, because it truly gives you the shortcut. And honestly, even if I stopped here, this would be the first thing that I would definitely do differently. I would invest off the bat. Number 2, the second thing that I would definitely do differently is I would join a year-long program. And I'll tell you why. When I first started growing my business, it took me 18 months, guys, 18 months to see any significant amount of money coming in. Now, when a lot of people invest, and earlier I talked about investing in yourself, so in this note, I want to talk about how to invest properly in yourself. What a lot of people do is that they might invest in courses or in very short programs, an 8-week program or a 12-week program, etc. And honestly, I used to run a program like that until I realized that these very short programs, if you are quite new or fairly new, or your business hasn't really taken off, it's actually not going to help you because it leaves a lot of stones unturned. These shorter programs leave a lot of questions unanswered. And yes, whilst you might enjoy these programs and get some benefit out of these programs, the truth of the matter is that success comes from implementation, and implementation takes time. So what happens is when you finish the 12-week program is you go and begin to implement, and you hit a roadblock. You have a question, but there's nobody to ask that question to because that program had finished. So I find that a lot of the people who take these shorter programs or buy courses, right? I have nothing against these, of course, right? But I'm just trying to give you my own, what I would do differently. Okay, so it's personal, right? You can do obviously what works for you. So a lot of the people who buy these shorter programs are really looking for a quick fix. And this is one of the mindsets that I had to get away from, right? And that there is no quick fix. Do you see what I'm trying to say? There are shortcuts, right? There are ways to get there quicker, but there is no snap your fingers and, or polish the jug or whatever, and the genie pops out and makes your wish come true. It doesn't happen. You cannot get away from doing the work. That's one of the things. And so when it comes to investing, one of the things that I would have definitely, oh my goodness, hands down, done differently had I had the sense to invest in myself sooner would be to invest in something that was long term. Because when it is long term, you have somebody seeing you through the process. That means that when you're up, they're there with you. When you're down, they're with you. When you're up there with you, they're down there with you. And it's a journey, because a lot of people think that making money goes from bottom to up, but it doesn't. Making money looks a little bit like this, right? It's up and down, and it's up and down, and it's up and down. And sometimes you're going up, but the up and down is still there, even if you are going up. And so I find that if I had invested in something long term, when I had questions like, what do I do when a client pulls out of a program? How do I handle this specific objection? Or how do I create another program because this one isn't selling as much as I thought it would? When I had any type of question, I had nobody to go back to because I had nothing long term. The contract had, or agreement had finished, the program was done. So invest in yourself, yes, but invest wisely. Invest wisely. Think long term. Don't think weeks, think a year long. Think about something that will sustain you for a long time to come. The third thing that I would definitely do differently, gosh, my goodness, and this is a big one, is I would definitely work on my own mindset. Everything that I have talked about so far is really to do with mindset, right? Investing in yourself or not is mindset. Choosing something long-term as opposed to something that doesn't actually give you what you actually need. Again, mindset. But where I really want to focus on mindset is that one of the biggest things that I'm learning is that over and above strategy, over and above skill, over and above implementation, all of that falls to the ground if your mindset, right, if you do not have the right mindset, if the foundation of your mind isn't right, it's not going to hold anything up. Your mindset is so important. This is the reason why a lot of people don't make it very far in their business, because their mindset isn't right. They don't believe in themselves. So because of their mindset, they start to self-sabotage. Because of their mindset, they won't implement things that they're supposed to, or they will implement it in the wrong order because their mind says, oh, I want to get there really quicker. But you've got to understand that your mind being right is the foundation. And so when people work with us, we inside of our intensive or mastermind, or in fact anything that I'm trying to do, I make sure that a huge focus of it is the mindset, because guess what? I can teach you the strategy, right? Really quickly, that doesn't matter. But what determines whether you will implement what you have learned and implement it over and over again is your mind. I really love this quote by Michael Jordan. It helps me to really understand the kind of mindset that you need to have staying power in your line of work or your line of business. And it says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. The mindset. You see, a lot of people think that they're going to go for something the one time or the 2 times or the 3 times or the 10th time and it will happen or they will succeed, and when they fall flat on their bottom they wonder why has that happened, and they even struggle to get back up. But one of the things you have to remember, and again this is why your mindset is so crucial, is that when you put something out there in the marketplace, it may not work. You might put out an offer, a product, do a launch, it may not work. You might put out a social media post and hear crickets, it may not work. And yet you might see other people going viral and think, well, why are they going viral and I'm not? But you forget that those who are going viral, they might have been struggling or been trying different things leading up until that time, because as we all know, nothing is overnight success, or rather there is no such thing as overnight success. But the only thing that will get you through that up and down and up and down and up and down is having the right mindset. The right mindset to invest in yourself. The right mindset to invest in the right places. The right mindset to read books, to trust the process that requires the right mindset. The right mindset to execute, to take action, to put yourself in front of people. The right mindset to, even if you feel shut down, even if you feel like it doesn't work, to get back up and go, okay, well fine, it didn't work, brush it off, I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do it bigger, better, different. It's going to work. And it didn't work again. Okay, never mind. Let's just get up and do it again. Mindset is everything. It underpins every single success or lack of that you will have. Number 4, the second thing that I would definitely do differently is to set my prices higher sooner. When I first started, I thought it was admirable almost. I can't even think about the right word. It was just so silly. But I thought it was the thing to do to, if you're first starting, then set your prices really low. And guess what? I struggled for so long. Even though I was good at what I was doing from the get-go, because this is what I trained in. Like, I have qualifications in this specific area of what I was teaching at that point when I started. I set my prices so low that number 1, people didn't believe in the value, so they didn't buy. Number 2, because they didn't buy, it hurt my confidence. I didn't have the mindset to withstand the backlash or the no's that I was getting from people who I was speaking to. The truth of the matter is that when you charge high, not only does it affect you emotionally, it also affects your bottom line. So you've got to understand your business goal and set your price to match your money goal. And how do you do that? You do a quick maths, right? So let's say your business, you have a money goal over next year, for example, you want to hit 6 figures in the year. Let's do a quick maths. I'm going to pull up my calculator. Let's do a quick math right now. Let's say you want to make 100,000 over the next 12 months, but yet your services, you're charging $200 or £200. So I'm going to do 100,000 divided by 200. Guess what? You're going to need 500, a whopping 500 customers or clients, paying clients to pay you, right? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So a lot of people don't actually do the math of how many people they would need. Now, if you divide that, so I would do 500 divided by how many months there are in the year. So 500 divided by 12 equals 41.6. So let's call that 42. So that means that every single month you're going to need 42 brand new paying customers in order to even have a chance under the heavens to hit that money goal. And you're going to have to do this consistently over the next 12 months. Now let me divide that same number. So 41.66 divided by 4. Right? So every single week you need 10.41. Let's call it 11. You need 11 paying clients every single week. You need 11 paying clients, and you need to do that consistently over 52 weeks in a year to hit that money goal. A lot of people don't understand their numbers, and so because of that, they set their prices too low. Now, on the contrary, imagine if you had the same money goal of £100,000 or $1,000 or whatever it is you're trying to make, and instead of charging 200, you're charging 2,000. Now look at the massive difference that would make. And so for me, for example, I wish I had much higher pricing much sooner. But then again, when you have low pricing, you've got to understand that it goes back to your own mindset, right? Which is what I talked about earlier. It's your mindset about, oh, I'm so new, I'm still new, nobody will buy from me. That is complete BS. That's not true, right? That doesn't stop you from charging higher. Nobody knows who I am. I don't have an audience yet. Again, BS alert. right? That is not true. That is a myth that you believe. It's a story that you have told yourself. Doesn't necessarily make it true. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So that's one thing that I would have definitely changed. I was charging low for a very, very long time, and guess what? It didn't make me any money. Like, literally made me no money. But the moment my prices went high, my confidence went high, my mindset went high, and all of these things started to line up. And of course, I invested in myself. I joined masterminds and all of these things. I found that it was actually easier to sell higher priced products than it was to sell the cheaper ones. And my final point, which is number 5, is that in order to leverage my time, I would have focused on just one social media platform. Now, when I first started, I was everywhere, right? I was on LinkedIn, Facebook. I had 2 Facebook groups. I had 2 Facebook pages. So that's already, what is that? So LinkedIn, 2 Facebook pages. So that's 3. Another 2 Facebook groups. So that's 5. My Facebook profile. So that's 6. I had 2 Instagram accounts. So that's 7 and 8. And what else did I have? I had 2 YouTube channels. We're already at 10. What else did I have? I have to laugh even thinking about this because it's ludicrous. But the truth of the matter is, this is how a lot of people are. And that's why a lot of people struggle to grow, because what happens is that you're spreading yourself so thin that you are then liable to burnout. Now, if I were to do this all over again, I would find one social media platform where my ideal clients hang out, and I will spend time discovering everything there is to know about that platform, and in fact becoming a master at using that platform. That is honestly what I would do. I wouldn't do it any differently. What you do in that instance is that you're saving yourself a lot of time. You're showing up where they already hang out. You're going to grow your audience quicker because you are conserving all of your efforts and your time and attention and all of that into that one specific place. And guess what? You're going to be seen as the expert because of all of these things. So these are some of the things that I would certainly do differently if I were to start again. Now, what do I want you to do? I want you to comment below this video. I want to hear your words of wisdom. What would you do differently if you were starting all over again? I'm really grateful that you've listened to me, but I want to hear from you. And I really think that other people would benefit from hearing you share your words of wisdom. So comment below and let me know, if you were starting all over again, what would you do differently? Now, on my 5th point, I talked about focusing on one social media platform, but I didn't actually share what my platform of choice would be. My platform of choice right now, if I were to start again, would actually be Instagram. That is where I would focus. Now, for those of you who love Instagram, but you're struggling a little bit with it, I have a fantastic freebie that will help you to really knock out Instagram and to use it to find, attract, and of course convert your ideal clients. Inside of this freebie, you're going to discover how to build an Instagram account from scratch that sells. You're going to discover how to do that. Now, it's completely free, so make sure that you grab that. It'll be linked below this video. It's packed full of strategies, information, a step-by-step process, and it even has a video that goes along with it to walk you through what it is that I'm asking you to do. So think about it as a mini course. You definitely want to grab that. So that will be linked below this video. So make sure you grab that. So thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to reading all of your comments about what you would do differently if you were starting all over again, and I'll see you in my next video.